everybody, what's up? OCD Mikey, Hi-Fi Guy. Welcome to another edition of the Mikey Show. And I wanted to go over, just for shits and giggles with you guys, products and making products and releasing products and kind of like how it is, you know. You see these new things coming out, people claiming like, oh, I've got, you know, brands with new things or I just want to show you something. I just want to show you a little something from my history, okay? These are things that I've done in the last 10 years. What we're looking at right here is a Virastar 500 watt per channel dual mono amplifier with a Class A tube input and a Class D output. So some of these companies that you see nowadays are doing tube inputs with Class D outputs, like it's innovation. And, you know, man, this stuff has been done. I did this amp is from 10 years ago. I sold it for $2,500 and it's 500 watts per channel. It is an actual dual mono. As you can see, there's two power switches on the front. There's two power switches or two power inlets on back. So it is actually monoblocks in a chassis. And they're separated inside, and the inside is coated with a coating that does not allow our radio frequency to cut through it. So it's a coating called allodyne that goes on aluminum. And so I have two encapsulated sections inside that are allodyne lined so that there's no RF that can get from one side to the other. So that was a great design. Now above this, I've got a TBS6. That's a tube buffer stage. What we have on that piece is something that was to allow people with home theater systems to put the sound of vacuum tubes into their home theater. So you had 6 channels. This was back when it was 6 channels, before it was 9 channels. And you could run out of your audio preamp, your home theater preamp, and go into this and then back out of this and then to your amplifiers, so you could add the natural sound of tubes to your home theater and give a home theater system more of a rich sort of a vacuum tube feel to it, with some feeling of vacuum tubes in those, a lot of times, those real sterile sounding home theater amps. That was the Virastar Tube Buffer 6. I did that also maybe about like 12 years ago. That was before this monoblock. Right up here, this is more recently. You can see this. This is an 11 stereophonic. This is a cable comparator, actually, that I had. This allows you to plug in 3 different pairs of XLR interconnects, and with the remote control, you can switch between 1, 2, and 3, so you can compare interconnects. And on the fly, while the music's playing, I can switch between 3 pairs of interconnects. I use this when I'm designing cables, so I can put my interconnects in along with other people's or other versions of mine and see which ones are the best. If I use this kind of solder, that kind of solder, this connector, that connector, I can compare them real time using the 11 stereophonic cable comparator. This is something that I designed. I had the concept. I gave it to somebody that already makes preamps, gave them the concept, and they were able to put it together for me. It's a one-of-a-kind piece, and I can recreate it. I don't know, anybody wants something like that, I can recreate it. Above this, you see the 11 stereophonic. This is the gadget. This is something I made about 6 years ago. This is a streamer, okay, based on an SBC. I've got a Samsung solid-state hard drive in there. You can see it's a 250 gigabyte hard drive. I could put up to probably 1 terabyte now. But this is a streamer. And so you just use this little puppy, put it on top. You can stream. It's room ready, all that kind of stuff. These are products that I just try for shits and giggles, you know, and make them. Some of them I run with. I realized eventually I didn't want to do streamers because there's way too much support when you make a streamer, man. Everybody that doesn't know their head from their ass about a Windows network thinks that you're their Windows network administrator all of a sudden. And you say, well, is the light blinking on the back of the server? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, my server is working. Well, I can't see it on the network. Next thing you know, you're troubleshooting their damn network, because people are pretty illiterate when it comes to networking in their own home. It's just the way it is, especially with hi-fi people, you know. So I decided not to do streamers because of the support. Here are my cables. These are 2 cables that are just going to go out. We've got a 9-foot and an 8-foot of the Grand Illusion Statement. A big hit. Only people that know me, man. The last video I made, 4 pieces got sold from this. One of the guys bought 2 of them. I made them for him. He had audience front row cables, $7,000 cables. I sent him mine, and he said, your cables beat the audience and for less, and I want 2 more of your cables. So these are the world's best kept secret. Let's put it that way. The world's best kept secret. Look, they're in audio. These are a well kept secret. My first year that I introduced this cable, before all my revisions, the first year I got Product of the Year from Stereo Times with my basic copper cord. Now these are statement silver, and they have come a long way since the beginning, but those are another hit. Here's some speakers I had made. These were made by my friend Ryan at Vapor Audio. I had these made to my specification using Seos drivers. These were to be like desktop speakers. They are mini monitors that are of the highest level. This cabinet it's like concrete. I mean, it does not resonate. And these things sound phenomenal. And yes, you do use them with a subwoofer. Phenomenal pair of speakers. Over here, we've got the Virastar, and I have a cover normally that I put there, but I left it off so you guys can see because you set the bias down there. This is a Virastar 300 watt tube amp monoblock, and these are 8 KT88s that go on the back, and this thing puts out 300 watts of raw tube power, and these things kick ass. I sold these for $6,000 a pair, and man, for 300 watts of tube mono, it's near impossible to get that. This would cost you, if you could get these for 20 grand per pair nowadays, it would be worth it. And I've got these we did, you saw these. This was just show us how, this is something I made. There's no design. I'm not even going to talk about there. There was no design in that. That's just to see how a no design open baffle speaker sounds. Hold on, I'll show you a couple of things you might like to see. Hold on. Here are some speakers. These are the Virastar Grandmasters. I put a motorcycle helmet there, an extra large motorcycle helmet, so you can sort of see the size of these things. It's got an 18, a 12, and a horn right up here that's an AMT. And these things are made in a trapezoidal shape. It's hard, and these things are jammed in here, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to pull them out for you to see. But they are in a trapezoidal shape. You can see the front, this side is perpendicular and that side is perpendicular, and then there's an angle here and an angle on the back, so it's not quite a pyramid, but what they do is they make my Virastar logo. So I had a rack made that was an inverted triangle. So when you put these two speakers with the rack in the middle, it made my logo. Speaker, rack, speaker made the Virastar logo, which is, let's see if I've got one right here so you can see what it looks like. Now I'll have to, yeah, right there. Okay, so there's the Virastar logo. So I had it set up so the rig looked like that with the speaker on either side. Pretty cool. Here are some subwoofers I had made. These things are, I mean, these are solid. We filled those with concrete. And there's triple, I'm not going to turn them around, but these are, you should see the fronts, man. You got to see the fronts. I don't have the lights in here right now. The lights aren't working, but the fronts are wicked walnut. There's triple 12s in here, triple 12s in a tower. And those were the Virastar. Now look, these, what I did there on the bottom was can you see that? That's the Virastar clamp right there, to allow my foils to clamp right on there. So you don't use normal binding posts, you just put foil right into that clamp and clamp it on for your speaker cable. So I know the lighting's here, you can see my shadow and it's horrible. I apologize, but I just wanted to show you some of these things because they're just kind of cool. And I thought, hey, it might be fun to show you guys these. I'm gonna turn out the light here and show you some of the things that I've done over the years. Those things were done over 8 years ago. I will, after all these trial and errors, I will bring you some things that are refined now, refined designs. If the designs are not refined, I really won't put them out. They need to really be world-class refined designs for me to put them out. And most of this was me experimenting because I wanted to see how hard is it to really make something sound good. It's harder than you think. And some people, everybody tunes things a little different. You can tell the difference between an amateur that tunes speakers, let's say for instance. You can tell an amateur tuning on a speaker and a veteran tuning on a speaker. They sound very different. and it's easy to hear what an amateur speaker sounds like. I've learned over the years how to refine the designs, and you guys will be seeing more and more of my designs coming, especially the cables. It's been kind of on the down low. I've been quiet about it because I've had to, I've got a contract manufacturer that can scale these for me. They've made me the samples. They're phenomenal. Pretty soon I'll be offering them to the tribe, and I'm going to bring everybody through this together with a great whole process. And I'll explain more about that later. But today I just wanted to take a quick second, show you guys some of the cool designs that I've made, just to give you a little more idea of my background again, and how I sort of act on a lot of things. I'm not just talk. I actually make products too, to find out where the real McCoy is. I test it myself. Can I make something that sounds as good as the big guys? Some cases I can. Sometimes I can kick the big guy's ass, and sometimes I can't come close, so I drop it. But anyways, just wanted to get with you guys today and let you know. Thanks for joining. See you.